Hi everyone, Shane R. Monroe here, and as you can see, we are celebrating the anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons, the amazing cartoon show that it was on Saturday mornings. I tell you what, this show, I never missed it. It was amazing, and I don't understand how you can have this sort of property that was so freaking amazing and have never properly given it any sort of credit or due. You know, the best we got was like a live action commercial that came from like Brazil or something that really showed how you could have used this property to extend the Dungeons and Dragons line. But here we have a pretty complete collection. This is a mini mates. This is something just thrown in as a bonus, but these are the primary characters of the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons cartoon on Saturday mornings. And I'm just going to poke through these really quick. And then I'm going to probably open them and I will show them to you and you can see what's going on. You know, let's do this real quick. So let's take a look at this Dungeons and Dragons mini mates. My wife decided that after I got all this other stuff, I needed to have this too. And so these mini mates are essentially more small characters, sort of like Legos. And it's very cool. I like it. It's in the book form. I'm probably not going to open this because you can see everything. But that's pretty cool. It has the bow. It has the invisibility cloak, all that good stuff. It's all right here. And that's really, really neat and really, really cool as a collectible. But now you're probably wondering, like, why did I want to get all the characters? You know, I definitely have my favorites. My favorites are probably Sheila and Hank, probably Uni. You got to have Bobby and Uni, and of course, Dungeon Master. But, you know, some of the ancillary characters, maybe not so much. But there's a reason why, and I'm going to show you at the end why I had to have them all. So let's take a look at this. So this is actually really heavy, a lot heavier than I thought. We're going to open this because I've got to see inside of it. Essentially what we have here is Dungeon Master and Venger, the antagonist of the show. And we apparently have some sort of a fold-out thing along with some dice and some maybe attachables to change his hands. That's pretty cool. They show you some of the other characters available. And this is very cool, very heavy. I'll be interested to open this up and see what makes it so heavy. Maybe it's Venger, maybe he's huge. Of course, the Barbarian and Uni, right? This is Bobby, the Barbarian. He has the club, dice, and of course, little Uni's included. Very interesting. You know, Frank Welker did the voice of Uni. And they did some sort of open casting call or something. And the guy, one of the scriptwriters or something said, hey, you know, you're just going to hire Frank Welker anyway, so just hire him up front. So very cool, very cool. Let's continue. Sheila, of course, was the thief that could turn invisible with her cloak. She pulled the cloak over her head and she would just turn invisible. Always a big fan. I think I had a terrible crush on her as a kid, let's be honest. I mean, it's a cartoon, you know, what can you do? I'd also like to point out that these boxes are all mangled. I don't know if I've got a perfect, well, this one's pretty good. I don't think I got a perfect box in the bunch. And this really sort of pisses me off because I'm going to open them and let you see them. But at the same time, had I wanted to completely just be a collector of these things, I couldn't. Look at this. This Hank box is almost completely destroyed. And that shipped in a box, right? And I'll show you the condition of the other ones too. Anyway, Sheila has, it looks like a D6 included with hers. And of course, accessories. Very cool. Eric, he was, of course, he's the paladin, and he has a shield, right? His shield, when he can make domes or shields to block stuff, as well as his shield being just a shield in its own. Looks like he comes also, maybe that's an 8-sided die. Very cool. This actually is in really good condition. I can't complain about this one. It looks good. This one came from GameStop, if you're wondering where I sourced these from. Then we have Presto. Presto's got a crushed box. Presto, of course, is the magician. And you can see here, he comes with the dice, the hat, all sorts of other extra goodies. Looks like he's got a 4-sided die there. Now, something interesting, I'm going to give you a little interesting factoid. Dungeons & Dragons, originally aired back in the 80s. For a brief period of time, when Harry Potter became popular, somebody bought the rights, and I'd have to look it up. I'll put an overlay for you. Somebody bought the rights to the show, and they re-aired it, hoping to capitalize on the fame of Harry Potter. But they didn't show the entire run of episodes. All they showed were the episodes that focused on Presto, the magician. Kind of an interesting little side note there. Outside the crush, I guess the box is in good shape. Diana, of course, is the acrobat. She has sort of a magic I thought she kind of got screwed, right? Diana got screwed. She can use this to flip great distances and all that good stuff. I think occasionally she used it as a weapon, but not very often. I thought she kind of got the short end of the stick, no pun intended. This looks like she's got a 20-sided die with her. Very cool, and this box is actually in remarkably decent condition, and this was also a GameStop purchase. Finally, from Target comes my most crushed box, nasty. Look at this, it's almost completely trashed. This is bent. Like if you were a collector, you would be reading the Riot Act right now. I am a collector, but not that big of a collector. This came from Target. This actually shipped in its own box. Hank, of course, is the Ranger. I tell you what, this magic bow of his, he could use those arrows to do anything. He could make a bridge with them. He could tie somebody up with them. There was no end to how this magic bow could be used. Looks like he's got an 8-sided die here. He's got his crossbow. He's got an arrow drawn, as well as the crossbow, or the bow without any sort of magical arrow. So that's very cool as well. So I did tell you I was going to explain why I had to have them all, and there's actually a remarkably decent reason for it. And this is something that you wouldn't notice by looking at the box, or you wouldn't make the connection. Oddly enough, on the sides of the box, you have pictures that actually generate themselves, that's not the right one, maybe it's this one, into a collage. Sorry, everything's in the way. Wasn't sure exactly how I was going to show this, but here we go. So as you stack them sideways, I think Sheila's next, there we go. Then Bobby, and I think, this one at the end? I think this one's sort of standalone. But essentially, you get like a mural of the cast. And you can see the backgrounds follow, right? So it's not like they just happen to be there, but they're all part of this full collection. You can see his shield extends over to Sheila's. His Presto's magic extends over to Eric's. So this is really cool, and that's why I had to have them all, so that when I can put them up on the shelf, I could actually have the full-blown set. All right, so let's get to opening some of these. I don't want to make this a super long video, but I will open a couple of these and we'll see what it looks like inside. I'll probably open Hank since he's already trashed, but I know we really want to see what's in here. This has been damaged. The stickers, I don't know. It's like nobody actually thinks that anybody's going to collect anything. Everyone's just, going to slap it around. But let's see if we can get this open without too much damage. Okay. One on the bottom too? Doesn't look like it. There we go. Haven't opened any of these, obviously. What's the deal here? Is this still stuck? Okay, let's take this top piece off too. Does it fold out? There we go, okay. And, perfect. All right, so let's see what we got in here. This was the expensive one, by the way. The rest of them varied in price, but this was, the expensive one. Let's see what we got here. Some sort of a warning, maybe choking. Oh, they're all wrapped. That means I have to unwrap stuff if we want to look at it. Oh, well. So much for any sort of collector stuff, right? They're paper, not plastic. Let's see what we got. Wow, he's actually heavy. He does have little stand holes for you to stick him up on something. No stand included unless it's in one of the other bags. He's pretty detailed. Most of the time, his head moves a little bit. He's not fully articulated, but he's pretty good. He looks great, though. You know, a lot of times these things don't look at all like the people that they're supposed to be. But this looks pretty good. It's fairly articulate. I like it. All right, so he's heavy. That's one of the reasons why things are so damn heavy. Let's open this guy. Crushes me to open these, just so you guys know. Oh, check it out. Avengers wings. Oh, that is way freaking cool. And here. Nice, the dice. Oh, this is cool. Has like the Dungeons and Dragons logo on it. These are cool. And I'm assuming Venger himself is in here. Sort of wrapped up here. That's kind of interesting. Let's see what we got. Oops, Stuff falling out. Okay, here's the main man himself. Awesome. Awesome. His feet, this is interesting. So it's got some sort of a protective item in here to keep this from flopping around, I suppose. He is pretty heavy. And if we put his wings on his back, looks like the hole's just slightly misaligned. There we go. Awesome. It looks like you have some hands you can change out. I'm not going to change the hands out, but it looks like you pull the hands off, you replace them, so he's firing like a magic missile. He's a little less articulated here. Well, I guess it kind of works. I'm not going to bend him all up just to change his position, but very cool. He's got the magic missiles, we got the dice, and of course, Dungeon Master himself. Pull this guy back out. Okay. Well, that's way cool. I'll probably redress, put everyone back in the bag here in a minute. Does not come with stands. Does Venger have holes too? Yes, he does. Holes for his stand as well. And then, of course, as mentioned, there is this backdrop that comes with him. This is fantastic. Look at this. How great is that? Hopefully you can see okay in the back there. Sort of like a privacy screen for the Dungeon Master if you're playing a game of D&D, right? All right, so let's put this over here, this over here. Let's go ahead and I'm going to open like one or two of these just so you guys can see what the quality of the characters themselves look like. And like I said, this one's kind of thrashed anyhow. It looks like opening off the top is the way to go. Oops, missed one. Perfect. Okay, we open it up. Excellent. Okay, each one, so entrances looks easy enough. See what else is in here. There's some other stuff. Okay, that's it. Have the same sort of letter here, whatever that is. Also paper. Looks like it's all the same thing. Here we go. And there's Hank. It actually looks like Hank. It's cool. Again, another closer look here. Points of motion. Yeah, actually pretty cool. There's quite a bit going on in here. I'm impressed. So there's Hank. We'll take a look at inside his accessories, which were all on the back, of course, but let's take another look. We have our die. These die don't feel super great, by the way. They look cool, but I don't know, they don't feel quite right like old Dungeons and Dragons dice. And I mentioned his bow with no electric bolt coming out, and then of course with the bolt itself. So that's pretty cool. Hank. All right, we'll do one more real quick. Let's open, Sheila's kind of messed up, and I'm a big Sheila fan, so let's get her open as well. So, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I see the whole, like this whole insert comes out. Okay, I get it. I got it now. It's not coming out very easily though. I don't want to thrash anything. Okay, come on. There we go. Excellent. Okay, again, probably warning of choking hazards. There she is. Awesome. I love her cloak. There she is. Again, we have various articulation points. Very cool. Check her out. All right. And then her stuff, of course, a replacement cloak for not getting ready to disappear, right? Because that's kind of what it looks like here. Getting ready to disappear. And her die. So not quite as much going on in this one, but still very, very cool. Now listen, I could open the rest of these, but hey, they're exactly what you see here. You now understand the quality, you understand the design. I'm hoping at some point I'll get all of these put up somewhere nice for display. And there you have it, the 40th anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons. Compliments of our buddies over at Hasbro. So thank you, Hasbro, for catering. Now, let's get the live Let's get the live adaptation of the original cartoon. None of this weird Chris Pine nonsense. I want something that looks, feels, and acts like the original cartoon. And I'm not alone. All right, everybody, I'm Shane R. Monroe. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little bit. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. If you want to see more toys on the channel, please let me know. If you want to see less toys on the channel, let me know. But sometimes I get really excited about this stuff, and I just want to share. Hopefully you enjoyed coming with me. Thanks again so much for watching. I'm Shane R. Monroe. We'll see you next time. Take care.